Hello and welcome to Rise and Unwind. My name is Dan. You know, each and every week I talk to people from across the country about things you could do in your neighborhood. And on this week's show, I got a couple of stars.
I mean, I love being able to write inside a character. I love that it doesn't have to be me.
Oh, well, I think it's really exciting for kids to see me in their hometown, so then they can go visit the places that I have been.
All of that and more right here on Rise and Unwind. So what happens when law enforcement uncovers a plot bigger than anyone ever imagined? Well, that's the premise of Countdown, Prime Video's edge-of-your-seat action series. Two of the stars join us today. That's Elliot Knight and Uli Latukefu, who are here to give us a behind-the-scenes look towards the explosive finale. Welcome, Elliot and Uli. How are you two?
Hey, good, man. Good. How are you?
I've been doing okay. I've been checking out the show, and it moves fast, and it keeps viewers hooked. What was it about Countdown that made you both want to be part of it?
I'll go first. A combination of things. There was an opportunity to work in this genre, to being able to work in Los Angeles, which is great, and three, we'd just come off the back of a strike, so every bit helps.
Yeah, exactly. And also, to work with Derek Haas, he has such an amazing track record of the shows that he's made. And there is a really beautiful element of this show that's like, honoring those classic fun action movies and that whole genre. To do that in TV in sort of a new age and for a new audience is really an honor. And that's been a lot of fun too.
Elliot, your character is caught up in this secret task force. How did you prepare for that role and the intensity that it brings?
I think focusing on the stakes, what the real world stakes would be with what the task force are focused on. This is a deadly threat to the city of Los Angeles that could wipe it off of the map. It's something that should be unbelievable, but there are people in real life who have to consider those consequences. And so I think making sure that as the character, he's focused on making sure that does not happen, but also there is fun to be had, and you still have to be a person to do that job. It can't be dire all the time. So finding that balance of dire stakes, but also explosive fun as you go along has really made for an incredible ride, and hopefully one that translates on screen for everyone to enjoy as well.
Uli, you've had such a wide range of roles from Young Rock to Black Adam. What stands out about your experience on Countdown?
Oh man, we had so much fun making this show, and especially given the genre, it's things can get a little intense, on the show, but it didn't feel like that at all for this. And working with this team has been amazing. Being able to work in LA, I live in LA now, and it really has been a dream come true. I'm sure Elliot will echo the same sentiment. In terms of, I've never been in a cop show like this, an American cop show, which was always fun. It's always kind of been on my bucket list to tick off, and hopefully we can continue to do that for years to come, because we've had a ball making it, and I think the show's great.
And the cast, it includes some big names like Jensen, Ackles, and Dane. What's it been like collaborating with them on set?
Jensen's amazing and a great leader for our team. He brings not just such skill to the role, and he really is Mark Meacham in so many ways, which is so fun to watch him play out, but also he's led the fun and the camaraderie that we have on set. He's made sure that we all know how lucky and grateful we are to be doing this, and to make sure we enjoy every moment. And honestly, even like Eric, he has a much more somber role in the show, but he brings his own personality and element of fun to work as well. And it really adds to the joy we get from doing this job. And then I think the product on screen is clear. This is a group of very, very talented people, and especially the big stars amongst that too. It's amazing to get to share in that with them.
Yeah, agreed.
Hey, I want to thank you two for hanging out with me today. Catch new episodes of Countdown every Wednesday, only on Prime Video, and don't miss the season finale streaming September 3rd. Hey, I want to thank you two for joining me today.
Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you so much.
Back to school season always brings a checklist: new clothes, supplies, sports signups. One thing doctors say should stay at the top of that list is vaccinations. Rates of childhood immunizations have slipped since 2020, and family physicians are concerned about what that means for kids' health. So joining us today is Dr. Diana Howard, a board-certified family physician, to clear up the confusion and share why having a conversation with your doctor really matters. Welcome to the show, Dr. Howard. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing great. I'm glad to be here discussing about vaccinations today.
And okay, we've seen some childhood vaccination rates drop since the pandemic. For parents who are on the fence, what is one of the most important things that you want them to know?
First, I want to emphasize that vaccines work. They are safe, they're effective, and they save lives. The reality is that most of our population now does not remember what life was without vaccines. Vaccines have saved millions of lives. They have advanced critically public health. And the vaccine have been subjected to comprehensive scientific research before they reach the public. They go through extensive research trials and also safety checks. So if someone said that they don't want to get a vaccine because they have a good immune system, I'll tell you that getting vaccinated not only protect you, but will help to protect the most vulnerable people. So we're talking about newborns. We're talking about anyone who had a weak immune system who cannot get vaccinated. You will create a community of immunity.
And measles cases are rising again in the United States. What do you think is driving that, and how can parents best protect their kids?
So now we talk about measles. Let's bring two facts. One, that measles is a preventable disease, which means that we have a vaccine that can prevent you to develop severe symptoms, go to the hospital, and die. Now, second, measles was already eradicated in the U.S., and we didn't have to worry about it because we were using the vaccine. Now, after the pandemic, we have childhood vaccination rates that have been falling, and this just opened the door for an outbreak of preventable diseases like measles. Unfortunately, many children have been hospitalized, and 2 of them lost their lives. And it's not because they didn't have access to the vaccine, but it's because their parents chose not to. So parents need to be aware that when they decide not to vaccinate a child, they are not only putting the child's life at risk, but the people around them. Good news for the parents, we do have the power to protect our children. We can provide the vaccine. You can schedule your MMR vaccine on your next appointment.
And it seems to be a little trendy right now to be anti-vaccination. How do you feel families can cut through some of those myths and get to the real facts?
We understand as family physicians, we know our patients and their family, they come to the clinic with their best intention to protect their families. But it is a challenge. It is confusing to just navigate through all the information that the media is promoting. So we as family doctors can help you answer all your questions. We have scientific-based information that can help you make the best decision for your family's health. I would say schedule an appointment with your family doctor, ask all those concerns, all the questions, which vaccine is good for you and when is the right time. We will be there to help you.
And a lot of us want to do the right thing for our family's health, but don't actually know what to ask. What kind of questions do you think parents could bring to their family doctor about vaccines?
Well, as family doctors, we take care of the newborns, children, adults, and the elderly. So we can tell you which vaccine is recommended to each member of your family. We can tell you when is the right time to get it. We can go over vaccination schedule before the school begins. We can talk about which vaccination is good for the winter season. And if you are behind your vaccines or your child is, we can put you on the catch-up schedule and make sure that you get all the vaccines before the school begins. Now, we can discuss about side effects. We assure you they're mild, and it's just a response that your immune system is working, means that the vaccine is working too. We can bring any questions that you have about vaccinations in your next appointment.
And for families who want to learn more or need resources, where's the best places that they could go?
So the American Academy of Family Physicians have developed a good resource options for our patients. It's a website, familydoctor.org. We have information in Spanish and also English. We want you to be the best advocate for you and your family.
Dr. Diana Howard, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Have a great day.
What would drive a teenager to help one of America's most notorious serial killers? For the first time in 50 years, Elmer Wayne Henley Jr. breaks his silence about his role in the crimes of Dean Corll, known as the Candyman Killer in the Serial Killer's Apprentice. Criminologist Dr. Katherine Ramsland takes us inside Henley's mind in his chilling partnership with Corll, revealing the complex mix of fear, manipulation, and choices that led to the largest known mass murder in U.S. history at the time. Dr. Ramsland joins us now. Welcome to the show, Dr. Ramsland.
Well, I'm happy to be here, Dan. Thank you for having me.
Okay, you spent more than 60 hours speaking with Elmer Wayne Henley Jr. What was your first impression when you began these conversations?
We first started with letters. My impression was that he was very intelligent, self-reflective, and willing to explore this with me. And then when we talked by phone, he was very remorseful. I was horrified by the things he did, but he did not want me to try to persuade him that he didn't have responsibility in this.
And this case has haunted Houston for decades. What makes Henley's perspective so important to understanding the full story?
Because the sense of what people have of him is from a book that was written 50 years ago, based on pretty much on police reports and a few family interviews. No one talked to Henley. No one talked to anyone who knew Henley and really had not gotten his story. He had attempted to tell it a couple of times, but it was dismissed or distorted. And this is the first time he's really taking a deep dive into his story. He wants the truth of what happened to him out there, in part to help protect kids today and prevent this kind of thing in the future.
And Dean Corll was known as the Candyman killer. How did he manage to evade suspicion for so long while committing so many crimes?
Corll was what we know as a successful predator. He understood how to groom a whole community to believe he was just a nice guy, a big brother, someone who could take kids to the beach and the movies and whatnot and take over some of the parental responsibilities, and everybody really liked him. So his ability to persuade people that he was just a normal guy while he was looking for, among the teenage boys in the neighborhood, he was looking for victims that he could torture, rape, and kill. And so he was successful at that for 3 years until Henley himself put a stop to it after being his accomplice, but put a stop to it by killing him.
And beyond the true crime aspect, what do you hope viewers will take away from this documentary?
I hope they take away that predators are more sophisticated today than ever. Kids are more vulnerable because they're more willing to share private details and to meet people that they just met online who are complete strangers. So we're hoping that kids who get into trouble, who are pulled into such situations, are listened to when they try to get help, because that's something that Wayne did not have when he tried to get help.
Is there anything that we could learn from the situation and use for future?
I think the important thing is to understand how predators groom the community into believing that they're wonderful people. If there are complaints, or if there is the suggestion that they are doing something with kids, like they don't want other adults around when they're with kids. And so we have a whole list of guidelines in the book about this. We definitely want people to understand that there are things to be on the lookout. They are signals, and that they need to pay attention to them.
The Serial Killer's Apprentice premieres on Investigation Discovery, and it also streams on Max. Don't miss this unprecedented look into one of the most disturbing criminal partnerships in American history. Dr. Ramsland, thanks for joining me this morning.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
It's one thing to imagine an alien invasion, but it's another to build a show that makes you feel like you're living through it. Invasion is back for season 3 on Apple TV+, and this time the fight takes us straight into the hearts of the alien mothership. From X-Men to The Martian, Simon Kinberg knows how to tell a big cinematic story, and he's here to talk about raising the stakes, bringing characters together, and what we can expect for this next wave when it hits. Welcome to the show, Simon. How are you?
I'm really good, thanks. Happy to be here.
All right, so this season brings all of the perspectives from like the past seasons together for the first time. How did that shift change and the tone and the pace of the show?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I was most excited about, really from the beginning of conceiving the show, was that eventually all of these different strands of stories and characters would come together. And it took us, 2 full seasons, and now into our 3rd season, to finally bring these characters together, because they started in all these disparate places, from Asia to the US to Europe to Northern Africa. And finally, all of our main characters are sort of smashed together on a mission that adds a different level of stakes and in some ways sort of action and velocity to the season 2. The show has been picking up pace as the seasons go on. The first season was kind of like Act 1 of a movie, and the second season was Act 2, where things start to pick up, and then this is really the sort of big clash of like an Act 3 of a film.
And Invasion always has these balanced global, has always these different personal stories from around the world. How do you make sure those human moments will shine in such a big sci-fi setting?
Well, for me, the opportunity and the challenge of the show is to keep it really intimate while also making it really, massive in scale and scope. And the movies that I watched growing up, whether it was E.T. or Star Wars, or Back to the Future or Terminator, they always did a really good job of balancing those two things, the epic and the intimate. And so I just look to those as sort of my North Stars when I'm trying to find the right balance for the show.
And for fans who've been with Invasion from the start, and maybe for those who are jumping in now, what's one of the things that you hope is a good takeaway from season 3?
I think the thing that's the biggest and coolest thing about season 3 is that we have all these characters coming together for the first time. That you see if you've been watching, and even if you haven't, you see these characters from completely different worlds, who some of whom don't even fully speak the same languages. Certainly from completely different cultures and backgrounds. They're all smashed together on a mission that's critical to the survival of the human race. And so the stakes are super high for these characters. And it's a chance for them to get to know each other in the way that we as audience have come to know them.
I'm Kinberg. Thanks for joining us this morning. Invasion Season 3 is streaming now on Apple TV Plus, with new episodes dropping every Friday through October 24th. Dive in, catch up, and see what happens when the fight to save humanity goes straight to the mothership. Hey, thanks for joining us, Simon.
Thank you for having me.
Back to school season is here, and with it comes busy mornings, packed lunches, and keep the family healthy. So joining us today is author and lifestyle expert Meaghan Murphy with her top tips to make the school year a little yazier. Yay? No, I'm trying to say put yay and easier together, but it doesn't work. For kids, parents, and everybody else involved. Welcome to the show, Meaghan. Failed us today. That's it.
Yay. Well, Dan, you are the man. That's my best rhyme. That's all I got for you.
There you go. There you go. What's your top tip for parents who want to make sure their kids have a good snack and meal options?
Yeah. I don't want anybody to get hangry. I got 3 kids, 15, 13, and 12. I want them fed. One of our favorites is Frollies. So this is a sweet treat made with real fruit juices and purees. There is a strawberry and a watermelon. They have these little chocolate seeds that crunch, yum, and then a pineapple flavor. There are no artificial flavors or colors. They have a very smooth sorbet-like texture. They're really delightful. I have been known to have one myself for dessert and not save them for the kids because, Dan, they're really, really good. And you can go to frollies.com to find a store near you. Can you share some after-school snack ideas that both kids and parents will enjoy? So, Dan, this was a big one for me. Real Good Foods, realgoodfoods.com, has a lightly breaded dino nugget. And what I love about these is they are gluten-free, grain-free, no refined flours, no artificial additives, really simple ingredients. I have gluten allergy. A lot of kids have gluten allergies these days. And this gives them a clean label twist on a kid classic. They can have their nuggets. There's 13 grams of protein in a serving. My big kids will put these in the air fryer as an after school snack. I've done these in a little thermos for a hot lunch for my little guy. And it's the kind of thing, too, you could just put in the air fryer, get a quick dinner on the table when you're running from practices to back to school night to piano lessons, you name it. Really good to have your freezer stocked with Real Good Foods. Gotcha. My next question is also another food question. It says, are the foods at work? I already got you fed. You know what I think it is, Dan? We just want to keep people healthy. So no matter how good you eat and how much you sleep and how you take care of yourself, it is also back to cold season. Gotcha. And Cold Calm by Boron is a really, really good option. What I love about this, it's a line of homeopathic cold medicines that target specific symptoms at all stages of colds. So sneezing, runny nose, nasal congestion, minor sore throat. It's non-drowsy, non-habit forming, no phenylephrine, no artificial flavors, colors, preservatives. It's the kind of thing I keep the melt away tablets in my purse. The second I'm like, oh no, is that a little bit of a sore throat, a little bit of congestion? I love the melt away tablets. There's also the single dose liquid for the kids. This is all from Boiron, BOIRONUSA.com.
Is there anything else that we have, or where can families go for more information or products that you've shared today?
Sure. So you can go to Frawleys.com, you can go to RealGoodFoods.com, and you can go to BoironUSA.com.
And Meaghan, please share how we can follow you and keep up with all of your books and all the other good stuff.
All the yay.
Yeah, all the yay.
All the yay, Dan. All the yay. I'm on Instagram at Meaghan, MEAGHAN B. Murphy.
Meaghan Murphy, thanks for joining me once again, my friend.
Thank you, Dan the man.
I've been a fan of our next guest for many, 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 many years. And it's not just the music. I love the clever way he tells stories through his songs. Now, he's kind of bringing that sharp writing to the Peanuts gang in Snoopy Presents a Summer Musical, the first Peanuts musical in over 30 years. He's the Emmy-nominated composer and producer behind the special, and he joins us today. Let's welcome Mr. Ben Folds. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. Thank you. Good to be here.
All right, so this is the first Peanuts musical in 35 years. What excited you most about being part of such a milestone project?
Well, I mean, I love being able to write inside a character. I love that it doesn't have to be me. And because that's what I normally do. But I really see enough of myself in Charlie Brown, and that's the voice that I was writing for in this. I wrote the 3 Charlie Brown songs, essentially. And yeah, I mean, what's exciting to me is just to have a world and an inspiration that's thoughtful to sit inside. And you know, the Peanuts is a thoughtful and I won't say slow, but it's not, you know, it's not such an incredibly caffeinated world, you know.
And the story, it captures the magic of summer camp and you know, friendships that come with it. How did you approach writing songs that fit into that world?
Well, they're very grown-up thoughts. You know, the first song, I pick up writing the songs from the 3rd song out, and that finds Charlie Brown in quite a hole. He's bummed because camp is going to be no more. They're going to mow it down so they can put some malls up, and he's coming to grips with that. So, I mean, anything that is, you know, rather disappointing or sentimental, he's reflecting on all that was before, how much time had been spent by so many generations before. He's mature enough to get and really understand it. And he's also mature enough to think about how he will see things when he's 50, 60 years old. So that's what I put in the song. I just allowed him to be everywhere from 10 to 60 years old inside the song. I mean, that's some freedom, you know.
Well, he is the first kid that does have a pretty solid midlife crisis constantly, so I do like that.
That's exactly him. Yeah.
And you've had such a wide career from performing and touring and producing. How different was it creating music for these like iconic characters?
You know, I grew up with it, so it's like creating for me. You know, like it's creating for me without having to be completely my story. And you know, I've made a lot of albums, and they're generally about me.
Yeah.
So it's great. You know, it's like using the chops that you get by writing a lot of songs, but also I was able to be inspired by it because I was inspired by the story. And I know that kids think about things very deeply because I know that I did, and you know that you did, you know, and when we give them something to think about, you know, it don't write down to them. And that was a great, you know, that's a great part of it. You don't always remember not to write down to people. If you're writing, you know, like kind of more broader pop sense, I don't know if it's quite as clear that your audience is always as intelligent. But with kids, my assumption is they understand everything.
I kind of feel that too. How much pressure is there for writing such a major project and iconic character? Is there a lot of pressure there?
I didn't find it pressuresome, really. I found it easier because everything is excellent. The story is excellent. The animation is gorgeous. It's a world that we all know. There's no question about where you are. So I would find it pressuresome if I had to orient myself into a world that I didn't understand. And I might have to go back to the writers and say, what the hell does this mean? But that wasn't the case with this. This was like everyone was on the same page. And the page was initially, the architect was Charles Schultz, and it was a brilliant piece of art that keeps making itself again, so.
I think you're the perfect pick for this story. So thank you very much for being part of that. You can catch Snoopy Presents a Summer Musical streaming now on Apple TV+. Gather the family, grab some popcorn, and sing along with Snoopy and the gang. Ben Folds, thanks for joining me with this morning.
Thank you.
If you got little ones at home, chances are you already know this bright and orange glasses and the blue tie. It's Blippi. He's been sparking curiosity for kids everywhere, and now he's hitting the road for the very first time with his brand new YouTube series, Blippi, the ultimate road trip. He's bringing friends, music, and plenty of fun along the way. So joining us now, it's the honor to have Mr. Blippi here. Hi, Blippi.
Hi, Dan. Thanks for having me on the show.
I'm glad to have you here. All right. This is your first time taking a big road trip in a series. What inspired you to go cross country for this brand new adventure?
Oh, well, I think it's really exciting for kids to see me in their hometown, so then they can go visit the places that I have been. And this is the first time I've also taken a cross-country road trip where I started in New York City and I hurried all the way to Los Angeles to meet my best friend Meaghan to play some fun games in the Be Like Blippi games. And along the way, I visited Nashville, Philadelphia, New York City, Los Angeles, and met a lot of new friends.
And you've had some pretty cool celebrity friends join you. Kane Brown, Jordan Fisher, Christina Tosi. What was it like teaming up with some of them for some of these fun challenges?
Whoa, it was so fun. And let me tell you, Kane Brown's family is so good at floor is lava. I was so impressed. Yeah, and Jordan Fisher, he taught me some cool dance moves that I have never tried before. Oh, and Christina Tosi and we baked some of the best cookies ever. Well, actually, Dan, I don't know if you've ever heard of a compost cookie. Instead of a regular cookie with chocolate chips, a compost cookie is all kinds of things like salty fish crackers and pretzels and potato chips. I think there might have been like a spicy ingredient too, but I don't remember.
Was it good though? Was it good? Did you eat it?
Oh, yeah, it was so good because it still had a lot of sugar in it, but it was like salty and sweet, and it was a flavor explosion. It was fun.
So the whole campaign is about curiosity and learning. What does it mean to be like Blippi, and how can kids and families bring that into their everyday lives?
Well, there are lots of ways you can be like me. I think being curious is the biggest, and to be curious is to try something new and to explore and make an adventure. And different ways you can do that is you can move like me by having a fun dance party. You can play like me by maybe playing a new game with your friends or your family. You can dress like me by maybe wearing your favorite colors, because I like to wear mine. And you can explore like me by going somewhere new with your family. You can also learn just like me by asking a lot of questions.
You can catch all new episodes of Blippi, the Ultimate Road Trip, streaming now on YouTube. And don't miss your chance to join in on Be Like Blippi Week events happening all around the country. Just go to youtube.com/Blippi for more information. Blippi, thanks for joining me this morning, my friend.
Oh, thanks so much, Dan. Thanks, everyone.
That's it for Rise Unwind. I want to thank you for tuning in and checking out the show. If you actually want to be on the show, go to our website, riseunwindtv.com, fill out the form, send it in, and maybe you could be on a future episode. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. Just look up @Rise Unwind. Also, if you want to find us on YouTube, that is also @Rise Unwind. And until next week, that was Rise and Unwind.